Hello and welcome to this lesson on rearranging when subject appears twice. By the time you finish this video, you will be able to prove algebraic statements by using algebraic identities to show divisibility. You will apply substitution and expansion techniques to verify the results of algebraic proofs with specific numerical examples. And you will identify and use the difference of squares formula to factor expressions involving the subtraction of squared terms. Let's get started. Let's start with a simple question. Do we just guess, or do we prove? In maths, guessing might give you an answer, but proving shows that the answer is always true. Look at this situation. You might try a few numbers and think, yes, it works. But how do you know it will work for every value? That is where algebra comes in. Algebra allows us to move beyond examples and show something is true in general. Instead of testing one case, we build a logical argument. Something that works every time, not just sometimes. So in this lesson, we are not just checking answers, we are proving them, turning patterns into certainty and turning guesses into mathematical facts. So whenever you see a statement, don't just ask, does it work? Ask, can I prove it? Now let's keep this idea simple, but clear. When we prove something in algebra, we are not guessing, and we are not just testing a few numbers. Instead, we follow a sequence of logical steps. Look at these key processes. We expand, we simplify, we rearrange, we factorize, and sometimes we substitute. Each one has a purpose. Expanding helps us remove brackets. Simplifying helps us clean up the expression. Rearranging helps us move terms into the right position. Factorizing helps us break expressions into simpler parts. And substituting allows us to test or verify results when needed. Now think of this like a chain. Each step is a link. If one link is missing, the argument is not complete. But if every step is correct, the chain holds together, and the proof is valid. So always take your time. Work clearly, one step at a time, and make sure every line follows logically from the one before. That is how algebra turns a question into a proof. Now let's look at some useful expressions we use when proving in algebra. These help us turn words into algebra, which makes proving much easier. First, an even number. An even number can always be written as 2n. This shows it is divisible by 2. Next, an odd number. An odd number can be written as 2n plus 1. This means it is one more than an even number. Now, consecutive integers. These are numbers next to each other, so we write them as n and n plus 1. For example, 5 and 6, or 10 and 11. Now, consecutive odd numbers. These follow one after the other, but stay odd. So we write them as 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3. Finally, a multiple of k. Any multiple of k can be written as kn. For example, 8n means a number divisible by 8. So remember, these expressions help us describe numbers in algebra form. And once we can write them algebraically, we can start proving things clearly and logically. Now, let's dive into some exam-style practice question. You can pause the video and try yourself. Question 1. Prove that the difference between the squares of two consecutive odd numbers is divisible by 8. This question is worth 4 marks, so we will go step by step and build a clear algebraic proof. Let's begin with the first step, representing the numbers. We know that any odd number can be written in the form 2n plus 1. So if we want two consecutive odd numbers, we take 2n plus 1, and then the next odd number will be 2n plus 3. So our two numbers are 2n plus 1 and 2n plus 3. This is very important because we are now working algebraically instead of guessing numbers. This earns 1 mark. Now step 2, form the difference between their squares. We take the square of the larger number and subtract the square of the smaller number. So we write open bracket 2n plus 3, close bracket squared, minus open bracket 2n plus 1, close bracket squared. Now we expand both brackets carefully. 2n plus 3 squared gives 4n squared plus 12n plus 9. 2n plus 1 squared gives 4n squared plus 4n plus 1. So the expression becomes 4n squared plus 12n plus 9 minus 4n squared plus 4n plus 1. This earns 1 mark. Now we simplify step by step. 4n squared minus 4n squared cancels out. This is a key moment because it simplifies the expression a lot. Now we are left with 12n minus 4n, which gives 8n, and 9 minus 1, which gives 8. So the expression becomes 8n plus 8. Now step 3, factorize. We take out the common factor from 8n plus 8. Both terms share a factor of 8, so we factorize to get 8 multiplied by open bracket n plus 1 close bracket. This earns 1 mark. Now step 4, conclude the proof. We have shown that the difference between the squares is equal to 8 multiplied by open bracket n plus 1 close bracket. This means the result is always a multiple of 8. And if something is a multiple of 8, it is divisible by 8. So we have proven the statement. This earns the final mark. So notice the full structure. We started by representing the numbers, then formed the expression, expanded, simplified, and finally reached a conclusion. Each step is linked, and together they form a complete proof. That is how we turn an idea into a mathematical certainty. Question 2. Prove that the sum of 3 consecutive integers is divisible by 3. Let's begin with step 1. Represent the integers. 3 consecutive integers can be written as n plus 1 and n plus 2. This is because each number increases by 1. So these represent any 3 integers in order. This earns 1 mark. Now step 2, form the sum. We add the 3 expressions together. So we write n plus open bracket n plus 1 close bracket plus open bracket n plus 2 close bracket. Now simplify. N plus 1 plus n plus 2 gives 3n plus 3. So the sum becomes 3n plus 3. This earns 1 mark. Now step 3, factorize. We take out the common factor from 3n plus 3. Both terms share a factor of 3, so we factorize to get 3 multiplied by open bracket n plus 1 close bracket. This earns 1 mark. Now step 4, conclude the proof. We have shown that the sum is equal to 3 multiplied by something. This means the result is always a multiple of 3. And if a number is a multiple of 3, it is divisible by 3. So we have proven the statement. This earns the final mark. Now let's briefly check with a few examples, just to see it in action. If n equals 1, the numbers are 1, 2, and 3. Their sum is 6, which is divisible by 3. If n equals 2, the numbers are 2, 3, and 4. Their sum is 9, also divisible by 3. So this confirms what we have already proven algebraically. So remember the full structure. Represent the numbers, form the expression, simplify, factorize, and then conclude. That is how we turn a pattern into a proof.